Hello. Yes, hello. I'm back. And as you can see, I'm a little bit thinner. I'm also a little bit balder, but whatever. You can't control these things. And because I'm thinner, I thought, well, you wouldn't really tell that I'm thinner based on how I'm sitting. I look like I'm just as fat as always, but see, it's kind of tell. Well, you can't tell that much. Maybe you can tell in my face. So I thought I'd try to make a video that's not about me, and instead make a video that tries to help people understand how to lose weight, because losing weight is tough. This is the second time I've lost weight. I lost about 60 pounds or so. I think it was actually, when I think about it, it was probably more like 63 pounds. That's what it was. And to lose this weight, I'm going to tell you, I made another video about this in the past, but one thing, I've lost weight in two different ways now. So I can tell you that there's only one real solid, consistent thing about both times that I lost weight, and that is you have to be realistic when it comes to losing weight. And here's what I mean by that. You need to have well, one of the problems with diets, especially as prescribed by professionals, doctors, they have unrealistic expectations for people. First of all, they think that most people want to lose weight because they want to be healthy, or they approach it from that angle. But we all know that most people want to lose weight because they want to look better. Vanity is a better driver than health. Health is something you can't see. But I mean, you can see it, but it's not the driving force. I mean, people want to lose weight so they can look better to the opposite sex mostly. If you're older and you're having a heart attack, then yeah, maybe health plays a bigger role. If your arteries are clogging or you have high cholesterol, then you might think, oh my God, I'm gonna die. If your doctor's telling you you might die, you might need to be put on medication. So yeah, there are other reasons, but most people, I think, are more interested in losing weight for looks. And so I guess, the first thing is basically, a lot of doctors are just trying to get you to be healthy without having you look good. I think is the point I'm trying to make here. And in order to look good, it's easier to be healthy than it is to look good. In order to look good, if you're really heavy, you have to lose a lot of weight. And in order to be healthy, you just have to change your general habits to exercise more and eat healthier in general. But most doctors, I don't think, have the ambition or understand that the patient has the ambition in mind to look thin and be attractive. So, you know, so for that reason, I think doctors, they sort of prescribe a very gradual and very sort of long-term outlook on how to lose weight. My outlook isn't quite that. I mean, it could be that. I think it is kind of that, actually, to be honest. In fact, most doctors, their outlook is sort of about making permanent life changes. And the permanent life changes that doctors want you to make are so drastic that most people will never be able to keep up with them for their entire lives. And they want you to cut sugar out of your diet entirely. They want you to never eat certain foods again or never to indulge in certain foods again. They want you to stop binge eating entirely. They want you to just be, health conscious all the time. And you never get a break. Doctors and their diets, you don't get a break. So I'm going to tell you how to lose weight the realistic way. If you're people like me, you're really hungry sometimes and you have cravings for certain foods that you've loved for a long time. Also, you might be depressed and you might want to use foods as a comfort item. And doctors would say that's a terrible thing. Again, they'd say you should never binge eat. You should never, use food kill the pain, but there aren't that many things in life that kill the pain. If you're not turning to food, you're turning to drugs. I don't think there's anything wrong with using food to kill a little bit of pain. I mean, it's not really going to solve your problem, but if you can manage it properly, then it won't become as much of a problem. So, basically, between the last time I lost weight and this time, the whole key element of both diets is give yourself some time to eat what you want and to say, screw health. Say, forget about health. Who cares? I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm going to eat an entire box of cheese crackers. I'm going to eat a half a block of cheese right now. I'm going to eat a couple bowls of ice cream. I'm going to eat an entire chocolate bar, maybe two. I mean, you don't want to do it a lot, but if you don't allow yourself these things, they don't understand. This is what fat people want to do deep down inside. We have these cravings. And if we can't ever indulge in them, then we feel like it's becomes difficult to the point that we can't stick with our diet. So here's how you do it. Here's how you still indulge yourself and lose weight. Because let me tell you, in this diet, I did not exercise at all. So that just goes to show. I'm not all right. That's wrong. I did exercise, but minimal. They say you should get at least an hour a day. I get an hour of exercise 3 days a week, and it's not even particularly vigorous most of the time. Most of the time, I sit in a car as a driver. I sit in a car most of the day. So first of all, I'd say most of dieting is about controlling what you eat. Certainly, exercise is a part of it. And the more you exercise, the more success you're going to have. But you can lose a lot of weight without exercising. I've actually plateaued right now at 250 pounds, which is still in the obese weight range. I should be, for me, I'm comfortable with being in the overweight range of in the 220s. I used to be in the 220s, and I thought I looked healthy and I felt healthy back then. That's not what doctors say. That's one of the other problems with doctors is they create these unreasonable expectations. They say, oh, you got to get your BMI into a healthy weight range. My BMI, I'm 6'3", and my BMI is, for the healthy range, I'd have to weigh, I think it was at most 205 pounds. At most 205 pounds. I was only 205 pounds once in my life, and I was skinny as a rail. I could not have looked skinnier. And that's healthy, according to them. And this was, by the way, without any muscle tone. This is just, I worked out a little bit, but I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't build any real muscle tone. I looked skinny. I didn't look muscular. And at 205 pounds, I was at the upper level of what is considered healthy weight range. So, for one, forget about these BMI charts, all right? Just get to a weight where you look and feel healthy. You're able to do vigorous exercise without feeling you're going to die. People say you look good. Most people I walk around these days, they don't say, oh, you look like you need to lose another 30 pounds. They say, you look great. You lost all this weight. It's like, and I tell people I'm 250 pounds. They're like, 250 pounds? I'm 6'3". At 250 pounds, people are shocked that I'm even 250 pounds. Because I still, I don't look great. I'm not thin, but I don't look fat either. Of course, in America, there's so much obesity that, it's easier not to look fat because there's so many other fat people by comparison. But so, first of all, get to a weight, set a goal weight that's somewhat reasonable. And second of all, you have to go on and off with your diet. And this is the key point. You need to set some days that are, I'm going to be healthy these days. And you need to set some days where I'm going to eat whatever I want these days. Now, the more days you are healthy, the faster you'll lose weight, obviously. You're obviously going to want to make the days that you're healthy more common than the days that you're not healthy. For me, I go 3 days on, 3 days off the diet, 4 days on the diet. Last time I did my diet, it was a low-fat diet. I lost 120 pounds on the low-fat diet. This time, I'm doing some version of like paleo, sort of. It's, somewhat higher in fat, not too high in fat when I'm on. This is talking about when I'm actually on. I limit my sugar when I'm on. I don't eat, I don't drink sugary drinks. I don't eat chocolate. I mostly just have nuts and meat. I don't even like. I've gotten totally sick of it. Vegetables. I hate my on days. I can't stand them. But it way that they become bearable is because I have the 3 off days, and on the 3 off days, I basically eat whatever I want. I even go overboard on the 3 off days. I eat too much. Obviously, the more you go overboard, the less results you're going to see. And I have plateaued at 250 pounds. But if I worked out more, I could probably get under 250 pounds. And, if on the bad days, if on the unhealthy days, if I binge ate to a lesser extreme, or if I only binge ate on one of the 3 days, then I'd probably be doing better. A lot of times I binge eat on all 3 days. I eat a whole box of Cheez-Its, like I say, or cheese crackers. I eat, whole, pretty decent sized bowls of ice cream. So, but that's basically the key point behind it. You got to choose some days where you're healthy and some days where you're not healthy. And for the healthy thing, there's a lot of ways to lose weight, I think, but the key thing is probably calories, reducing your calories. You don't have to count all the calories, but you have an idea. By reducing calories, you just cut out sugars as much as you can, and you don't eat anything that's ridiculously fatty. I mean, I cut out sugars on my good days, and I still end up eating a decent amount of fat. But on the whole, even I eat some fatty items, but I don't eat a lot of food on my healthy days. My typical healthy day, I'll sit down and have maybe 3 or 4 slices of prosciutto, 4 slices of low-fat cheese, Alpine lace, and maybe a handful of nuts. And then maybe I'll have a piece of chicken or something. Or I'll go out and get chicken tikka or something like that. Or a burrito bowl from Chipotle. Although I've gotten totally sick of that. I don't even eat that anymore. But, something that's just meat and lettuce and a little bit of cheese. And those are the good days. And even on, some days I won't even get the dinner. I'll just eat the cheese and the prosciutto, and that's it. And the nuts for the day. That'll be it. I've gotten so tired of cheese, prosciutto, and nuts. I don't even do that a lot of the time. Some days I'll just eat a little bit. But the whole point is, I have days of relief. There are days where I allow myself to eat sugar again. You will find that as you cut out sugar, you become less, it becomes less of an addiction. You do find that you can, when you start drinking things that don't have sugar in them as often, it takes a while, but you do eventually stop craving sugary stuff. And a lot of stuff that has a lot of sugar in it becomes too sugary. I don't drink a lot of straight lemonade anymore because it's too sweet. I don't drink a lot of straight orange juice anymore. I used to drink, glass upon glass upon glass. Now I have a glass, maybe a glass and a half on my bad day only, and I'm fine. But basically, it's all about calories, and it's not just about calories, but it's how many calories you put in and how many calories you burn. But the key point is, last time I'm gonna say it. If you want to be successful on a diet, give yourself days where you can eat whatever you want. Overdo it some days even. Don't overdo it every day that you have a bad day. But for me, here's how it works. I'll just give you the quick rundown. For me, 3 days a week, I eat paleo style, just meat, a little bit of cheese, not too much, vegetables, and I don't even know if cheese is paleo, but I let myself have a little cheese. Um, Nuts, eggs, that sort of thing. 3 days of the week is that, and also on top of this, I only eat 8 hours a day on my healthy days. 8 out of 24. I set every day I can only eat from 1:30 to 9:30. 1:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. That's what I do on my healthy days. This is taken from a diet that a friend of mine put me on. But I haven't even really been following it that strictly. I've tried to follow the fasting rules as much as possible, but sometimes I even bend those a little bit. But the key thing is 3 days of, or 4 days out of the week, I'm eating healthy. And the 3 other days, I eat whatever I want. If you want to do even better, make 5 days healthy. And 2 days, you eat whatever you want. I wouldn't go past the 4-3 split because you got to have more healthy days than non-healthy days. But on the healthy days, basically, I try to limit my calories to around 1,500 or less. You're really supposed to be 1,300 or less. It ends up being 1,500 or less. But as long as you're limiting your calories to well under 2,000, it depends on what size you are. For me, it's a little helpful because I'm large, so I can afford to eat more at the height I am. But, the whole point is, you don't have to make it, it doesn't have to be a constant thing. You don't have to constantly torture yourself. You don't have to be sitting there every day of the week thinking, if I can just make it through the week, constantly thinking about food. That's why you have to have these days where you let yourself go. And this is what scientists don't understand. Once you've become addicted to food, once you really love the taste of food, you can't just write things off forever. You can't say I'm not going to eat cheese anymore, or I'm not going to eat crackers anymore. I'm not going to eat cereal, sweet cereals. I'm not going to eat granola. I'm not going to eat yogurt. I'm not going to eat, chocolate, candy. You can't. I'm sorry, but you grow accustomed to that. So the key of the thing is allow yourself to have those things in the right doses at the right times and be healthy most of the time. But always allow yourself that opportunity to eat what you want. It's worked for me twice. Last time I did a diet, it was 5 days a week, low fat diet, and then 2 days on the weekend. It ended up being a low fat diet, but the thing is, when you cut out one thing, you automatically cut out other things. So by making a low fat diet earlier, I lost 120 pounds in the low fat diet. I actually was more successful in the low fat diet where I was eating sugar all the time. But the key thing was I was eating less calories 5 days a week, and then on the weekend I would eat as much as I want. This time I've changed my diet around a little just to try something different, and 3 days a week I've been good. 4 days a week I've been bad. So, and now it's instead of being low calorie or low fat, it's low carb. But the whole key is probably just in the end, it doesn't really matter if it's low fat or low carb. It's low calories. That's the bottom line. So, just to sum up, this isn't very well concise, but we're pushing 20 minutes. So, 3 days, either 3 days be healthy, or 3 days be unhealthy, 4 days just be healthy more days of the week than not. How about that? It just makes it simple. If you're healthy more days of the week than not, if you stick pretty strictly to a diet more days of the week than not, you will be successful. You will lose weight. And you can still enjoy the foods you want. And it won't be unrealistic for you to keep up your success. That's all I have to say about that. Oh yeah, drink water too. Lots of water.